After rolling the print onto your slab, you're going to take your plaster mold and you're going to put the print face down on top of the plaster mold. Make sure that it fits. If it doesn't overlap on all the edges, you're going to need to re-roll the whole slab, okay, until it fits your mold on all sides. Then you're going to gently fold in the clay so that it wraps around the base of the mold. So you want to be really careful. You don't want to push too fast or too much because you're going to wreck the print. Okay, so once I have that wrapped around the base, I'm going to take my needle and you're going to hold it vertically. I'm going to hold it vertically and just slide it in until you hit the plaster. So you don't want to be on top. Don't want to be on top here. You want to come from the outside, slide it in until you hit the plaster, and then you're going to run that needle around the edge of the plaster. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm running this needle around the edge like this so that it is flush. You can see where it's flush on that edge. Okay, so you're going to do this all the way around. Okay, then once you have that trimmed off, just kind of shift it a little bit so making sure it's on there the way I want it to be. Okay, once it's trimmed off, then I can use my fingers and smooth out these edges and smooth the back, or it's really going to be the bottom of your dish. You don't want to push too hard. Again, you're going to press out that pattern that you just made. So this is really gentle, where you're just smoothing everything out. Make sure that it is really like neat on these edges, that you don't have clay that kind of is too small. And you can't really patch it. You can't really just take extra clay and stick it in there because the pattern won't be there. Okay, and then the next thing you want to do is add feet. I decided that I want to do some kind of Valentine dish. So remember that the celebration dish is some kind of holiday, but you can make a dish that represents a holiday that a lot of people know about, or it can be something that you create. It can be your birthday, it can be your mom's birthday, it can be a lot of different things. You really love toads, so make it National Pet Toad Day. Okay, I'm just making mine easy. All right, so these are feet. So you need to add feet, whether you use a cookie cutter or whether you make your own feet. Whether you make your own feet is up to you, but you do need feet on the dish. Okay, so that this part is raised up, the base of the dish is raised up from the table. So I'm going to slip and score these on and then put the whole thing into your plastic bag. The next day, it's going to be ready for me to take off this dish, but it does need to sit overnight so that the clay can get some of that water out of it so it stays. Okay, so remember, slipping and scoring, I need to use my scraper and scrape what I want to attach. I need to scrape where I want to attach it. I'm going to use the slip that is pretty soft. Should be the consistency of maybe like yogurt. And then put enough slip so that when I push this down, that the slip squishes out again. And then I want to wipe off this slip and get rid of it. I don't want to blend it into my clay. It's going to make it too wet. And that's not all. So then you also have to get your wooden tool, and you need to also blend these two pieces together. If you take too much clay away from what you are attaching, add clay in. So what I do is I take a little clay, I make what's called a little bead, which is really just like a little coil. Okay, make it smaller. Okay, a thin little coil. I put it right where I was blending in that clay. And I use my tool to blend it to the base. Okay, blending it to the base, but I'm also going to blend it up into the foot. Okay, so because when I blended this in, I took away clay. So I want to add clay back in so that this foot is really, really well attached and won't fall off.